welcome to my channel and to today's video. This is my first video, so I thought I would go ahead and show you guys my manga collection just to get started here and just to see what my collection looks like at the beginning of this year. Probably won't do another one of these until the end of the year, so I'm excited to see whatever growth happens to my collection in this time. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get onto it before I start started here. I have my desk here in the middle, and then on this left side you can see I have a bookshelf, and this is primarily my action series shelf, and then on the right side of my desk I have my romance and shoujo shelf. I have some other things on there as well, but I will just be going through the manga on my shelves. So let's get started on the left side here, kind of an overview before I get into it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this first shelf here. I have a couple of regular comics. This is Pretty Violent, and this is Ma, and I believe this is the third volume in this series. I don't think I'll be collecting the rest of this series. I just kind of pick up these regular comics for the art and if I like the cover. So these are those two that just kind of sit on this shelf here next to the rest of the manga on the shelf. So we'll get started into the first series, which is Summertime Rendering. This is classified as a mystery and horror. It says for mature readers, which I would heed just because it is a bit violent, so definitely kind of watch out for that. The art is stunning, and there's an anime for this on Disney Plus. I just have not gotten to watch it yet, but these are a couple of colored pages at the beginning here, which are really nice. I think it starts out with color in every volume, but I'm not sure. Let me check in volume 2. These have really pretty covers. Okay, no they don't. So it's just in volume 1 that it has a couple of colored pages there to start the series. So I just have volumes 1 through 3 right now, but there are 6 volumes in that series. So a short one, but yeah, should be interesting. Next we have volume 1 of Chainsaw Man. I picked this up for a volume 1 binge that I'm planning on doing. So you'll see I have a lot of different volume 1s here to try out. I did watch the anime for this one, and I really do enjoy it, so I'm excited to see how it is in manga form. So this is that one, only volume 1 for now. And then again, volume 1 for my volume 1 binge, Food Wars. I've heard a lot about this one. There's also an anime for this. Have not watched it yet, but this is a food series, and this is the first food series in my collection. So I'm really excited for this. Wow, it looks really pretty. I love the portrayal of food in anime and manga. I think they just draw and animate it really, really well. So this one should be interesting. This next one here is A School Frozen in Time. I have not read this yet, along with these two. I know what happens in this, but I have not read either of those. But this I'm actually getting ready to get into because I have the rest of the volumes coming. This is only a 4-volume series, so a pretty short read. It is a mystery about these group of kids that get trapped in their school, and they have to solve a mystery to get out. So this should be really interesting. Looking forward to this one very much. Next on this shelf is Full Metal Alchemist. Now this one I only have 2 volumes of, and I did pick up the Full Metal editions, which are hardcover, printed by Viz. Yeah, I don't think they're the Viz signature line or anything. They're just standard. Yes, I'm pretty sure. So this one, I've read both of the volumes that I have, and I don't know, I hear that it's not everybody's, but a lot of people's favorite series. People absolutely adore the series, and maybe I'm just not in the right mood for it, but I don't know. I'll have to give it another try along with the anime. I started the anime, but I just kind of lost interest, so I stopped watching, but one of these days I should give it another try, because I know it is very well received. So the last series on the shelf is Solo Leveling, and I kind of have this out of order because I love volume 3, the cover of it. This is a manhwa series published by Yen Press. Yen Press just recently released their IZE line for manhwa, so I'm really excited that a whole bunch of manhwa is going to be published in English. Yeah, great to have this in English. I know that there are going to be 14 volumes in the series. Currently I have volumes 1 through 5. That is all that's out in English physically. And then if we look over here, I just have a few Evangelion figures. I am missing Shinji, which is getting on my nerves. I haven't been able to find one, and then if I do find one, I kind of put off getting it. I don't know why, but I should get it to complete this group. So yeah, right, that is the shelf. I have Demon Slayer, along with a couple of figures of Inosuke, Zenitsu, Nezuko, and Tanjiro. And I have volume 23 on display. Great series. Again, I don't think this needs much of an introduction. It's a very popular series. Great art, amazing animation for the anime. Yeah, I mean, highly recommend it if you haven't watched or read it already. This is kind of a quick shelf to go through. Okay, yeah, and the last series on my shonen shelf is Naruto. I also have a few figures here. I think I'll move at least this one out of the way. No, I'll move all of them. They're all kind of in the way of showing the manga. So, yes, I have all 72 volumes of this. Crazy. This is by far the biggest series in my collection. That's why it kind of takes up this bottom shelf that has the most depth. So all of so 36 through 72 are all back there. I read this when I was in middle school and high school, so you can see some of my volumes are pretty yellowed. This is partially because I bought a lot of these volumes secondhand, especially this early bit of Naruto. I got secondhand, so you can see there's kind of a rainbow of yellow with these volumes, but I don't mind. That said, with my new manga, I'm very careful with not getting them yellowed. You can see that back half is pretty new, and that's because I got a box set of that a couple of Christmases ago, so all of that is pretty new. But yeah, the rest of it is a bit yellow. There's some in pretty good condition. In general, though, they are all relatively in good condition. Just a bit of yellowing, really. But yeah, this series I think will always have a special place in my heart. It was my first ever manga and anime, so yeah, this last shelf, and we will move on to my shoujo and romance starting side. On this first shoujo, josei, and romance side. Starting off here, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Perfect World. This is another series I picked up for a volume 1 binge. This one I've heard is pretty dramatic. Sometimes for some people they have said it's too dramatic for them, but I don't know. I'm anticipating liking this one. I'm guessing that it's going to be a little bit heavy as well, just because it is a romance between someone who is able-bodied and the other being disabled. So, you know, I hope that this portrays the relationship well. Yeah, just really interested to see how this story goes. So next on the shelf, I have volumes 1 and 2 again of Something's Wrong with Us. This is an arranged marriage romance. Also Enemies to Lovers. I've not read this one either. Another one for volume 1 binge. Yeah, Married to the Enemy. So yeah, I like to go into, you know, series a little bit blind. Obviously, I like to make sure that the premise at least seems like something that would interest me, but I kind of like to go into things not knowing a whole ton. But yeah, getting into this next one, I have read all of the volumes. I have this volumes 1 through 6. It is only a 6-volume series, which I wish there was more, but yes, this is a favorite series of mine. Yeah, it's a workplace romance, and I think the art is pretty unique. I haven't really seen another art style quite like this, and yeah, I mean, this is just such a treat to read. It's so funny, and I like seeing the growth that the 3 couples you know, have in their relationships. Obviously there's ups and downs, and you kind of see them work through that. And yeah, this is my favorite couple, by the way. Hanako and Taro, they're just amazing. I love them so much. But yeah, volume 3 is kind of hiding behind this one. Highly recommend this one. This one does have an anime. There's only season 1 to my understanding on Amazon Prime. I really hope that they come out with more seasons of that, because it's really good. But moving on to this next one is Imaginary. This one is published by 7 Seas. This one, to my understanding, is a romance between these two. They were childhood friends, and she moved away, and so they lost touch, and then they meet again as adults and kind of reconnect. But yeah, I know that there are 2 volumes out of this. Volume 2 is not yet translated in English physically. The second volume, I believe, is coming out in either spring or summer of this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The art in this, by the way, looks pretty cool. I really like her style. She seems very kind of angsty. I like her kind of more fierce eyes. You don't see that a lot, I feel like, in romance. So next I have 3 one-shots. So the first one is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, and this is the omnibus edition, which I do have this listed on my Mercari just because I didn't love it, and I want to keep things in my collection if I love them. And I mean, I enjoyed this, but it wasn't anything spectacular in my opinion. This does have a movie. I think I started the movie, but I've never finished it. This is described as a bittersweet romance, which I would agree. To me, it seemed more like a friendship. But yeah, I mean, the art in this is really nice. I do like this art style, but for whatever reason, I didn't love this. Maybe because it's a one-shot. I prefer series over one-shots. I feel like you can just connect to the characters so much more. Maybe that's just it. Yeah, that one is well loved, so maybe you might want to try it out. But the next one is 5 centimeters per second. This is another well-loved one. Also has a movie adaptation. I watched the movie. The animation is pretty nice. Well, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to give any spoilers. But there is a colored page here in the beginning, which is really, really pretty. I do really like the art style in this. Yeah, this one is also sad, bittersweet. Very, very bittersweet. I did really enjoy this one. This is one I want to revisit sometime soon, but yeah, I have a lot to read, so yeah, pretty good this one. I do enjoy that. Next is Haru's Curse by Suka Konishi. She has gained some popularity lately over her new series, Yakuza Fiancé. I really want to pick that up, but I haven't seen it in stores yet. But the minute that I do, I will be picking it up in stores. In the middle here, they have a couple of colored pages, which are really nice. I really like her art style. It's very unique. I feel like I've never seen any art quite like this in manga or anime, so I really do enjoy it. The premise is kind of off-putting. You know, these two, originally he was engaged to her little sister here, but unfortunately she got sick and she passed away, so he then asked her to take on the role of his fiance just to keep the marriage within the same family. So it is kind of strange, and I didn't pick it up for a while because I was kind of put off by it, but I finally decided to pick it up and I really enjoyed it personally. I thought that they handled the situation in the best way possible, honestly. Yeah, I did reread this one recently, and it's really nice to just read in one evening if you don't want to commit to, you know, having to read a whole series. But next, getting back into the series, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Maizani Koku by Rumiko Takahashi, the same mangaka as Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2. Yeah, this one is really, really sweet. This is a more kind of slice of life in this kind of boarding house, not boarding house, but kind of an apartment building, honestly. This is published by Viz Signature, so these volumes are really, really nice. This was honestly a cover buy for me. Like, I didn't know anything about this and I just picked it up because I liked the cover. But yeah, I ended up really, really enjoying this one. This one was originally published in the 80s or 90s, so it has that older art style and it has very just like nostalgic vibes, and the story itself is set in the 80s. So yeah, really do enjoy this one. It does hurt the wallet a bit though at $24.99, so I'm picking these up very slowly. Yeah, but really, really good, really nice, relaxing but funny. That is a very funny series. Next up, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Love of Kill. This is one I am so excited to get into. This kind of combines the two genres that I'm into, so, you know, kind of action and romance. So it is a romance between these two. They're both assassins, and he kind of makes it his mission to get her to fall in love with him. So I don't know, I expect this to be very kind of banter heavy, and I don't know, I love that. Oh, this is really pretty, the back of this volume. So looking at the art here a little bit, it's really nice as well. Yeah, and not to mention, he is kind of like the type of character that I always really like in manga and anime. The kind of dark-haired, you know, kind of angsty eyes kind of character. Yeah, really looking forward to this one. I think this one is probably a 12 volume series, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, so the next one is Mint Chocolate. I have volumes 1 through 5 of this. They have up to volume 7 in Japan. Volume 6 recently came out in December, and I do have that coming in the mail, so I'm really excited for this. This is not one that I see a lot of people have in their collection, and I can understand why. I mean, it's a romance between essentially step siblings. So her mom marries his dad, and they kind of have a background before their parents were married, so I don't know. I understand that some people might not be, find that enjoyable, but I don't know. I gave it a try, and I really, really do like this series. The style is kind of more that typical shoujo. Yeah. And this was me so mad at myself. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble, and whenever I go to Barnes & Noble, I like to pick up a coffee there as well, and I spilled my coffee, so but luckily it didn't get everywhere. It's just a couple of drops on here, but still annoying. But yeah, this one's really good. Really good. If you aren't put off by that premise, I would give it a try. It's really nice. This one here, Tsubakicho Lonely Planet, I only have volume 1 of this. I believe volume 2 is out in English, or maybe coming out soon, I'm not sure. This one I picked up because of Nana's dreams. She has recommended this so many times, and Mika Yamamori is a well-loved mangaka in the community, so this is the first series that I have of hers. She also has one, Daytime Shooting Star, which I have wanted to pick that up, but I have way too many series to complete at this moment. So yeah, really excited to get into this one. This one is an age gap, so we shall see how that kind of pans out, but yeah, excited to give this a try. And the last series on the shelf is another manhwa, and this is Why Ray Liana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. This is in full color. Manhwa is, I believe, always done in full color, but also don't quote me on that. Really beautiful art. I mean, stunning. This is actually an isekai, which I didn't, this is also another one I kind of picked up blindly, based on the cover and kind of hearing that it was well received, so I'm really glad that I tried it out. It really is really enjoyable. I have volumes 1 and 2 of that. Let me show you volume 2 as well. The covers on these are so pretty. But yeah, that is the end of this shelf. That is everything that I have, and I have one more shelf to walk you through. So okay, and the last series I have to talk about is Fruits Basket. This series kind of rekindled my manga collecting last year. So yeah, I watched the anime of this Christmas of 2021, and I absolutely loved it. And my parents actually got me volumes 1 through 4 of this, and so that led me to complete the series, and I actually just recently picked up the last couple volumes, so I'm really happy to have this completed in my collection here. Yeah, there's 12 omnibus editions, and these are the reprints from Yen Press, so they're really nice. Again, they have the French flaps. Yeah, I love how this looks on the shelf. And then lastly is Fruits Basket Another. I only have volumes 1 through 3 here, but I do have volume 4 coming soon, in the mail today actually, so I haven't read any of these because there are only 4 volumes in this Fruits Basket Another series, so I just wanted to binge it all at once. So I'm really looking forward to that. The art is kind of similar to the original Fruits Basket series, but I feel like she kind of updated it a little bit. I'm not exactly sure when this came out. Let me take a look. English translation in 2018 by Young Press. So yeah, kind of newer. I'm really looking forward to this one as well. And that is it for my manga for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of seeing my collection. I'm really excited to see whatever growth happens. I already have a lot coming in. So yeah, stay tuned for hauls and reading wrap-ups. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you for spending some time with me. Bye guys.